So you're thinking about moving to Atlanta, Georgia, or maybe one of the suburbs, but before you do, you're wondering like, which one will I have the best lifestyle in terms of affordability, cost of living, and which one can you get the most bang for your buck? Maybe you work remotely and proximity to your office is not as important. If it is, you can look at some of our other map videos where we talk about proximity and commute times. But in this video, we really want to tackle like housing, affordability, and your lifestyle and how far your dollars will go between the different suburbs like Alpharetta, Marietta, Roswell, Woodstock, Cumming, Duluth, Peachtree City, all that stuff. So if you're trying to figure out which suburb to live in Atlanta, you're going to want to stick around for that. And we're going to get after it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good and the bad of living in Atlanta, Georgia, or one of the suburbs, well then subscribe below and ring the bell for notification so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Atlanta. My name's Denny. The team and I get calls each and every day from people just like you looking to make the move to Atlanta, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving next week or next year or any time between, call us, text us, email us, schedule a Zoom, and we'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to Atlanta. As I mentioned in this video, what we're going to be doing is talking about the cost of living and lifestyle differences between one suburb or the other. And I know oftentimes when you're moving across the country or moving across the state, it's kind of hard to figure out exactly where you want to land. Maybe you're coming from California, New York, Chicago, one of these other areas. You know you want to go to Atlanta, but maybe you work remotely and proximity to the office is not as important anymore, or you just don't mind a longer commute if you can have the best lifestyle for your family. And so I want to try to give you some insights into what that might look like. We're not really going to talk a lot about, transportation and groceries and miscellaneous stuff, because that's very similar from one suburb to the other with slight differences, maybe 1 to 5% difference. The big drivers are going to be taxes and housing. And so I want to give you some insights into which areas you might want to check out. So we're going to start with what I can, I'm using Alpharetta as the baseline because Alpharetta is probably the #1 suburb in Atlanta. If it didn't matter what, now there's great reasons to live in Marietta or Sandy Springs or Duluth or Peachtree City. And sometimes it's like your employer, your commute, that's what's your most, your top priority is that commute time. But if you can pick any of them, Alpharetta is probably very high on most people's list. And so I'm gonna give you a comparison, a baseline using that. So, and I'm going to do it from the perspective of if you make $100,000 a year. Maybe you make 50, maybe you make $1 million. I don't know. But if you make $100,000 a year in Alpharetta and you live in Atlanta and you wanted to move to Atlanta, well, you can actually make $83,000 living in the city of Atlanta and have the same lifestyle that you would living in Alpharetta. So it's more affordable to live in the city. The primary driver of that is really the housing. Housing is 33.5% less in the city than it is Alpharetta. It's the median home price is $160,000 less in Atlanta than it is Alpharetta. Now, of course, in Atlanta you have Buckhead and Brookhaven and some really affluent areas with really expensive homes, but you also have some, poverty, more poverty, and so that's really what why you have that big difference there. But overall, Atlanta has more affordable housing than Alpharetta does. Now, if you're looking at Atlanta, that's the middle, and we have a ring around it called 285. We call it the perimeter. Right there on the north side of the perimeter is Sandy Springs. Sandy Springs, I love the location because you can get just about anywhere from Sandy Springs, but it actually has a little bit higher cost of living than Alpharetta, which was kind of surprising to me. In order to maintain your lifestyle in Sandy Springs, if you move from Alpharetta, you would have to make $111,000 versus $100,000 a year. And that's, again, primarily due to housing. Housing is 25% more expensive in Sandy Springs than it is Alpharetta. So the median home value is $75,000 more. Taxes are about the same. City of Atlanta, Alpharetta, Sandy Springs, they're all in Fulton County. Roswell is next on the list. It's also in Fulton County, so taxes are going to be about the same for all of those places when we're talking about property taxes and income taxes. But Roswell and Alpharetta are about the same as well, and housing very minimal, 1% difference. And so there's really no meaningful difference. The big difference between Roswell is it's more historic, and I think, you know, less of a, it has a thriving downtown. If you haven't watched our Roswell vlog, you should. A thriving downtown area, but it's like a historic area that's been revitalized, whereas Alpharetta is much more newer developed, more planned developed, and you have downtown Avalon, the Maxwell, Halcyon, all that stuff. So, but in terms of cost of living, very, very, very much similar. From there, those are all in Fulton County. If you go west a little bit, you get over to Marietta, and I have done vlogs on all of these suburbs, but over in Marietta is actually in Cobb County. So the property taxes are going to be less. They also have some tax benefits for seniors, and so that's over in Cobb County. But Marietta's also got more affordable housing. It's 25% less than Alpharetta. So you could make $88,000 a year and live in Marietta and live the same lifestyle that it takes you $100,000 a year to live in Alpharetta. If you go just a little bit north of Marietta, but not east, Marietta's up Interstate 75, and then up 575, you have Woodstock. Woodstock has a similar downtown vibe to Alpharetta, but Woodstock is even a little bit more affordable. You could make $85,000 a year in Woodstock and maintain the same lifestyle that you would need $100,000 a year to enjoy in Alpharetta, and that is because Woodstock real estate is 33% less than Alpharetta. The median home value is $156,000 less. So you can get more bang for your buck. You can get more home in Woodstock and Marietta than you can in Alpharetta. Now, if you go a little bit north of Alpharetta, you'll find yourself in Cumming. Woodstock, by the way, is in Cherokee County. Also very low taxes and great schools like Cobb and like Forsyth. So Cumming is in Forsyth County. Woodstock is in Cherokee County. Marietta is in Cobb County. All of them have lower property taxes than Fulton County, so that will be a savings for you there. And then in addition to that, Cumming's home values are the home prices are a little bit lower as well, only 14% less. And so you'd still need $92,000 a year to enjoy the same lifestyle in Cumming that you would need $100,000 a year to enjoy in Alpharetta. So I've got a few more, but just to recap, for $100,000 in Alpharetta, Roswell's the same. Cumming is slightly less. Sandy Springs is a little bit more, and Marietta and Woodstock are even more affordable than Cumming. But Cumming in Forsyth County, Forsyth is one of the fastest growing counties in the country, has been for like 20 years, so it really is booming and probably worth taking a look. If you head on over to the northeast of Atlanta, just east of Alpharetta, you'll find yourself in Duluth. We've just recorded and we'll soon be releasing our Duluth vlog, so be on the lookout for that. But you'll need just $78,000 a year to maintain the same lifestyle in Duluth that you would in Alpharetta, so very affordable. And again, that is mostly housing. It's 36% less in Duluth than Alpharetta. The median home price is $171,000 less, so you can get a lot of home and still a great area. Now, Duluth is over in Gwinnett County, and those are going to be more like Fulton County in terms of taxes, maybe even a little bit more. So that's going to chew into that savings a little bit, but slightly more in terms of taxes, drastically less in terms of housing. And so just $78,000 a year in Duluth to live the lifestyle that you would need $100,000 over in Alpharetta. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't jump down to the south side of Atlanta, Peachtree City, Noonan, like that area. If you're living down there, you'll need it's similar to Cumming. In Peachtree City, you'll need $93,000 a year to enjoy the same lifestyle that you would with $100,000 a year in Alpharetta, and housing is 13% less, so right at $95,000 the median home value. So hopefully that gave you a little perspective of like the cost of living and lifestyle differences among the different suburbs. Even in light of all of this new information, you can't go wrong. They're all really great suburbs. Suburbs. But if you're trying to make that decision based on how far your dollars will go and what your lifestyle will look like, well, then I hope that helped. And if you have any feedback, as usual, leave it in the comments below. We're always trying to be a resource for all of our viewers. If you haven't, subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified when we release new videos. And obviously, if you're making the move, we would be glad to help. So call us, text us, email us, or let's hop on a Zoom. Be happy to help you make a smooth move here. And until I see you in person, hopefully I'll see you on the next episode.